Enzo Maresca, the rise of a modern tactical coach. In modern football, where tactics evolve faster than ever and managers are expected to reshape teams almost overnight, few coaches have risen as sharply and as interestingly as Enzo Maresca. An Italian football mind shaped by elite environments, student of some of the greatest managers of all time, and now a leading figure in the modern possession-based era, Maresca represents the new generation of tactical coaches who see football as a game of structure, control, and precision. Born in Italy in 1980, Enzo Maresca first made his name not as a manager, but as a technically gifted midfielder. A player who never dominated headlines like the superstars of his generation, but who quietly understood the game at a deeper level. His career would take him across Europe, through different leagues, systems, and football cultures, shaping the tactical identity he would later bring into management.
The playing journey. Maresca's professional journey began in England with West Bromwich Albion at the end of the 1990s. Even at a young age, he stood out for his composure on the ball and his intelligence in midfield. His performances quickly earned him a move to one of Italy's biggest clubs, Juventus. At Juventus, he found himself surrounded by legends of the game. Players like Alessandro Del Piero, Pavel Nedved, and Gianluigi Buffon defined an era of Italian dominance. Competition for places was intense, and Maresca often had to fight for playing time, but this environment shaped him. He learned what it meant to be part of a top-level tactical system where every detail mattered.
To gain experience, he went on loan spells at clubs like Bologna and Piacenza, before later moving to Fiorentina. These years allowed him to develop his identity as a creative midfielder who could control rhythm and link play between defence and attack. But his true peak as a player came in Spain with Sevilla Football Club. At Sevilla, Maresca became part of a golden era. The club was dominating European competitions, and he contributed significantly to their success. He won back-to-back UEFA Cups, now known as the Europa League, in 2006 and 2007. He also lifted the UEFA Super Cup and the Copa del Rey. This period defined his career, giving him experience at the highest level of European football. After Sevilla, his career continued across Europe, with spells at Olympiacos in Greece, Malaga in Spain, Sampdoria and Palermo in Italy, and finally Hellas Verona, where he ended his playing career in 2017.
Transitioning into coaching. After retiring as a player, Maresca didn't leave football. Instead, he transitioned naturally into coaching. This is where his real transformation began. He started with assistant coaching roles, including at Ascoli and later Sevilla, returning to a club where he had once played. He also worked at West Ham United under Manuel Pellegrini, gaining valuable Premier League experience and learning how elite managers operate on a daily basis. But the most important influence on his coaching philosophy came from Pep Guardiola's footballing world. Maresca joined Manchester City, initially working with the U23 team. There, he was responsible for developing young talents and implementing positional play principles similar to Guardiola's system. His work was so impressive that he helped Manchester City U23 win the Premier League 2 title. Players such as Cole Palmer developed under his guidance. This period was crucial. It wasn't just coaching, it was education. He absorbed the principles of positional football: structure, spacing, rotations, and control.
Later, he joined Pep Guardiola's first-team coaching staff at Manchester City. This experience placed him at the heart of one of the greatest tactical machines in football history during a period when Manchester City achieved the historic treble. The managerial rise. Maresca's first opportunity as a head coach came at Parma. It was a difficult experience. Expectations were high, results were inconsistent, and the project did not last long. But it served as an important lesson in leadership and management at senior level. His breakthrough as a manager came with Leicester City. At Leicester, Maresca implemented his possession-based philosophy with clarity and precision. The team dominated the championship, controlling games through structured build-up play and positional superiority.
His system worked perfectly in that environment, and Leicester earned promotion to the Premier League as champions. This success immediately elevated his reputation as one of the most promising tactical coaches in Europe. He then took on one of the biggest challenges in football, Chelsea Football Club. At Chelsea, Maresca attempted to implement his structured positional system in a high-pressure environment. Despite the intensity and expectations of the Premier League, he managed to secure silverware, including the UEFA Europa Conference League and the FIFA Club World Cup. However, like many modern managers at elite clubs, his tenure was shaped by both success and internal challenges, as top-level football often demands instant results alongside long-term tactical rebuilding. Tactical philosophy, the Maresca system. At the core of Enzo Maresca's football is one idea: control the game through structure and possession. His system is heavily inspired by Pep Guardiola, but simplified and adapted to ensure consistency and clarity. In build-up, his teams often form a 3-2 structure. One defender steps into midfield, while the fullbacks adjust their positions to create passing angles. The goalkeeper also becomes part of the build-up, acting almost like an extra outfield player.
This creates numerical superiority, allowing the team to progress the ball calmly under pressure. As the team moves into midfield control, Maresca prioritizes overloads. His midfielders rotate constantly, occupying different zones to confuse opposition marking systems. The goal is always to have an extra player in central areas. In attack, his system transforms into a 3-2-5 or even a 2-3-5 structure. 5 players occupy the final line of attack. Wingers stay wide, attacking midfielders move between defensive lines, and the striker pins the opposition centre-backs. This creates constant pressure and unpredictability in the final third. Defensively, Maresca uses a structured pressing system. His teams press high after losing possession and aim to recover the ball quickly. Even in attack, he always maintains what is known as rest defence, meaning at least 2 or 3 players stay behind the ball to prevent counterattacks.
The result is a team that controls tempo, dominates possession, and systematically breaks down opponents through structure rather than chaos. Coaching identity. Maresca's strengths lie in his tactical clarity, his ability to control matches through possession, and his skill in developing players within a structured system. He creates teams that are difficult to press and even harder to break down. However, his system also has limitations. Against extremely high-intensity pressing teams, his structured build-up can be tested. His style also requires highly technical players who are comfortable under pressure, and at times, his teams can appear slow in attacking transitions. Compared to managers like Pep Guardiola or Michael Arteta, Maresca is often seen as more structured and slightly less fluid, but still deeply rooted in the same positional football philosophy.
To conclude, Enzo Maresca represents a new wave of football coaching. A manager who didn't rely on a legendary playing career or instant managerial success, but instead built his identity through learning, adaptation, and tactical understanding. From a midfielder in Italy and Spain, to a student of elite managers, to a coach implementing structured positional football at top European clubs, his journey reflects the evolution of modern football itself. In a game increasingly defined by systems, spacing, and control, Enzo Maresca stands as one of the coaches shaping the future of how football is played. And his story is still being written. And that is the story of Enzo Maresca, a player turned coach who is shaping the modern game with his tactical ideas and football philosophy. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more football analysis. And let us know in the comments who you would like us to talk about next.
Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.